Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. This is Client Centric Property Anna Ng. So tonight, my topic is how I cope with grief. Okay, I choose to share this topic is because it's been like since February end, right? So it's going to be like 8 months. It's been like 8 months since my mother-in-law passed away. Yeah, and this year has been a very difficult year for most of us as we approach the 40s in our age. And we realize that a lot of our friends around us, some may have passed away or suddenly passed away. And we might have friends with family members who also suddenly pass away. So then the other day I was talking to my husband. I said, how come it seems like this year is wrought with a lot of unhappiness? Why is it that we are facing so many funerals in a year? You know, when we are in our 18 and 17 years old, right? We have been facing problems like BGR and stuff, right? If you can't hear me, please let me know. We have been facing problems like. Okay, yeah, so I can hear myself. Okay, yeah, sorry. So when we're in our 18s or 19s, we are faced with BGR problems. And it's like, okay, who is going out with who? How many boyfriends do you have? Or how many girlfriends she or he has, okay? And then when we are in our mid-20s to early 30s, we have been discussions of problems like, oh, so and so maybe got a baby, so they have to get married, or they are planning to buy a house, so they are getting married. And I at first I thought coming to 40s is just going to make us feel a bit old. Our bodies are going to deteriorate a little. But I never expect that we'll be facing funerals so soon, so early in the beginning of this year. It has never occurred to us that life is really so short. Yeah. So tonight, my sharing is hopefully through my journey of coping with grief. I hope that for my friends or whoever may be watching right now, it could help you with a little. It may not help you much, but at least help you with a little. Okay. So let me begin my time. Okay. So as you can see, I did some research. Hi, Lissy. Hi, Abigail. I did some research and the link is down there for you to see. So as I was coping with grief, I was afraid I'll fall into depression again. So I went online and Googled for some answers. And I realized that there's actually 5 stages of grief. So under the link above, that's where I pick up these notes. The 5 stages of grief, as I understand, from this psychiatrist, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, in 1969, she introduced what became known as the 5 stages of grief. So it's based on her own studies of the feelings of patients facing terminal illness, but a lot of people have already generalized them to other types of negative life changes and losses, such as the death of a loved one or a bad breakup. So mainly there's 5 stages of grief. The first stage as in denial. This can't be actually happening to me. So for us, when we got to know about my mother-in-law having diagnosed with lung cancer, that was in mid of January. We felt that probably the doctors, are they giving us a wrong diagnosis? We felt like it's a joke. Is it real? Is it real that, she really has lung cancer? And then when we check further with 3 to 6 doctors, I can't remember how many exactly already, right? And all of them confirmed that she has stage 4 lung cancer. After many tests has been done for her in SGH, Singapore General Hospital. And then slowly we realized that, oh yes, she has gotten stage 4 lung cancer, and this is really very serious. But still we're in denial. We felt that probably with the advanced technology of sciences and all the health sciences, she might really be able to pull through. And so we actually did talk to her, and my mother-in-law decided to undergo the chemotherapy. And then her age was already at 68. My mother-in-law has always groomed herself rather well. So although she's aged 68 early this year, but she looked like a 55-year-old lady. I'm not really biased, but she indeed looked very young. Okay, and she has been taking care of my children for a real long time, and I've been seeing her day in and day out. So to me, she's really very agile. You know, she's moving well and all, eating well. Like, what is this stage 4 lung cancer going to do to her? We still are in denial that probably no, she wouldn't go so soon. We still have a big hope in us that she will pull through. Okay, but when things started to go wrong, after her first round of chemotherapy and then followed by the second round, and suddenly her health started to plummet like the stocks, you know. And then we got a bit upset already. We started to play the blame game, you know, like, oh, is it because she didn't take the food she's supposed to take? Is it that she didn't eat enough vegetables? Is it because of the chicken drumstick that she took that day, you know, or did she not drink enough water and all? So we had this anger. Who is to blame? Who is to blame? Right. So then we also went through the thing called the bargaining stage. Make this not happen, and in return I will. I pray so many times to God and ask, can you do something about it? I promise I'll be a very good daughter-in-law. I promise I will do everything well for her, you know. But still, things happen. So then later we'll talk about the depression stage and acceptance. Hi, Auntie Emily. Hi, Ting Ting. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Abigail. Hi, Lissy. Thanks for tuning in. So from the resources, they have this thing called the emotional symptoms of grief. For me, I place it into 2 sections, the pre-death and the post-death. So like I mentioned just now, in shock and disbelief, we cannot believe that she really has got stage 4 lung cancer. And before she passed away, we cried every day and every moment whenever we think of her. And we are not sure how long she'll go on, but we know that her days are almost numbered. Almost numbered, but we don't know when. It's like a time bomb in our hands that we have no control. We felt so victimized. Then we felt so guilty. Why didn't we discover this illness any earlier? How come we didn't realize the symptoms when she was complaining to us? How come we thought that it's going to be something small? And how come we allowed things to happen without any control on our side? We felt self-guilt and self-blame. And then, of course, the fear sinks in. How much time do I really have with her? Will she really leave us someday? So really, eventually, she passed on, and was really very fast. She passed on. In just 1.5 months, she passed on after being diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. We would say the cancer is pervasive, is intrusive, is very, very aggressive. It didn't give her a chance to hit back on this, even though she had the help of chemotherapy. Then, we really cannot believe it. that she really died in less than 2 months. And she left. So after that, again, we cried every day, every moment. Be it I'm sitting there at the dining table having my coffee, I miss her. Be it the time I walk to the kitchen to pour myself a glass of water, I thought of her. When I opened up my cupboard, I saw all the canned food with her handwriting on it, telling me which are the dates that is going to expire. I saw all the little things she has been doing for us quietly, secretly, just to help us put our lives in order. So we think we are guilty. Why didn't we bring her overseas since we traveled so many times? Why didn't we always insist and force her to go with us? Even though she said many times she hated to travel, she don't like to walk. You know, she would prefer to stay at home and read her storybooks. Now, why didn't we force her? You know, really drag her along with us. In fact, the last holiday to Korea, why didn't we? Then we became really angry. Angry with ourselves. Why do we always think that she always have a lot of time for us? Why do we always seem to take her for granted? Then, finally, it was her funeral. The fear came in. How can we cope without her again? Who will be there for me or my children when my husband is at work? Or I need to go and work? Who will be there? She's really gone forever. So this is the bargaining that I did. We checked with the doctors, we checked with friends, we bargained with God, we pleaded, we prayed. So then, I still went into depression for about 4 months. I stopped my podcast at 44 episodes. I stopped meeting up with most friends. I stopped cooking because that's something she used to do a lot with me. And I stopped eating fruits because she's always the one who makes sure she cut the fruits really in good sizable shape for me. Right? And I stopped the live videos on Facebook. And I stopped the motivational postings on Facebook. Maybe I gave myself a lot of excuses. I just, at a moment, felt like, why do so much? So slowly, the acceptance sinks in. I think, what else I can still do for her, although she's no longer around with me? I start to think, what are the things that she'll feel proud of to see me doing if she's still here? I start to take small steps to walk out of grief and depression. And so today, I came up with this table to share. I remember what she loved. My mother-in-law loved to read and have always to read and read every day. She's the kind that she will have her meals and then she will hide in her room to read again on her bed. She's the kind that after dinner, if she's sick of being in the bed reading, she'll walk to the dining table to read her books again. She even asked me to get her a little stand so that she can place her book in a very good angle for her so that her neck won't be so craned when she's reading the books. So you can see how much a professional reader she is. And so I decided to co-author and launch my book, Voices of Courage, in 2020. I felt that she will approve of this. I felt that she will be supportive of this and she'll be proud of me. And then afterwards, I also did an ebook on Eulogy for her. It's a remembrance for her, and I also sold it to friends who like to keep a piece of her in memory. I find that by giving them such an ebook, I believe my mother-in-law would be happy if she knows that she is inside the book right now, and also in the minds and memories of her friends. I remember she told me she loved my live videos in Facebook, and she's my greatest supporter and fan. Every time she leaves my house and that night happened that I'm doing my live video, she'll make sure she watch it. And if she miss it, she will try to trace back whatever she missed. And the following day, when she comes over to my house, she'll make sure to give me her most honest feedback. And many times she told me she enjoyed it. And so slowly, I did back my live videos again, with more purpose and value to give others. I'm also embarking on a journey to share how I did my live videos. Now, she told me before she left, Anna, you must be a good mother to your children. I decided to model after her style of mothering my kids, to help them to achieve the dreams and not to pass them any limiting beliefs. And so, Chloe did her first live video weeks back on her singing. So what are the things I've decided on? I decided to break free of my own limiting beliefs because my mother-in-law, she has never said that the sky is too high for me or my children. Her philosophy of life has always been, if this is the standard now, we have to do our best to follow and spend more effort, time, and money to do it better. So after her death, I achieved the following. I launched the 44 episodes of podcast online on my real estate stories. I launched the co-authored book, Voices of Courage. I compiled an ebook on Book of Motivations and Quotes. I've coached my daughter and a group of friends via Zoom on singing for preparation of the school audition on Talent Time. I got the certificate as a certified practitioner of neuro-linguistic program, on awareness of mental illness, a certificate on child psychology, and a certificate on life coaching. This year, I've also joined the Breakthrough Toastmasters Club. And I even got 4th place winner in public speaking contest. I also went forward to take this certificate of completion on deportment and poise. And recently, I also won the best table topic speaker at Jurong Green English Toastmasters Club. So now, what is my resolution and my takeaway for you today? It's definitely very painful to lose someone that we love. It's definitely a lot of guilt and regret that we didn't have time for them when they were around. It's definitely with a lot of pain to lose them suddenly. In fact, nobody will know when they are leaving this world. It could be by accident, by illness, or sometimes, I don't know, people die in their sleep even. So I realized that life is very brief and very short. And from the experience of losing my mother-in-law, I'm sure she also has a lot of regrets of not doing some things with us when she could. Do you know, before she passed away, she even asked me to do up a passport for her. And because of that, that's how I got a very beautiful picture of her in passport size. And unfortunately, after the passport was done, that was the same picture she loved so much that we used for the funeral. However, towards her end, she made sure she complete whatever thing she has always placed in priority in her heart before she breathed her last. And therefore, I decided to leave my legacy by way of the things I did, said, wrote, and achieved. I didn't want to live my life in vain or look back one day and feel sorry for myself. So remember, there is definitely life after death. Appreciate and make full use of your here and now. With this, I want to share with you on her YouTube video, which I created for her. Give me a moment. I would want to share this, but hang on a second. I would want to share this, but hang on a second. Because I realized that probably there's no sound. Hang on a second. Right. So I want to share my mother-in-law's video with you right now. Right. So thanks everyone for sharing this moment with me today. My takeaway for you is really that there is life after death. And for the people that we love, we will always feel that when they are gone, whatever we have done for them is always not enough. I want to tell you that is because so that you can be relieved of the pain, thinking that you have not given enough. There is nothing always quite as enough when it comes to the people we love. Don't you agree? So don't live in the pain anymore. Do what that I did. Achieve something for them, for the people who love you and have passed on. Make them proud. Know that they'll be watching us from another side of the world. And when they do, make sure that they'll be smiling at you because they know that you have done yourself proud as well. Okay? So this is my message for you today. And this is Client Centric Property Anna Ng signing off. Goodbye.